I'm Darcy from Refills on the Road, and today I wanted to open up my hot compost bin and see what kind of compost I've been brewing for the last few months. And so I thought I would make a video to let you go through the joy of the first opening with me. Here we go. Okay, so this is the HotBin composter that I ordered sometime the end of last summer. It is made of a black polystyrene, which is meant to be fully recyclable, and it is not a very big footprint, which was the deciding factor in choosing it. So it is just about waist high. I think it's just over 1 meter tall and less than a half a meter wide and deep. So starting from the bottom down here, this is the hatch that the compost will come out from. And also, because there's a lot of liquid leachate that will be produced, this is the cap that will drain out of, and we'll get to that in a moment when we actually open it up. This is actually a little air vent that lets some air into the bin to help fuel the bacteria in the compost. And up here we have a lid that opens, as well as another small air vent that you only open to one click, so as not to let too much in, and the thermometer. And the thermometer is currently registering about 35 degrees Celsius. That's the air temperature in the top of the bin, so the compost itself might be a bit hotter. So this is the compost stirring stick that comes with the bin. I think it's just a paint handle without a roller on it. But it is quite handy. It's nice for stirring what's in it. You can see it's a bit moldy here in the top, but quite steamy and active. So when you do add more content to the bin, you're meant just to stir around the top layer and not go too deep into it. It has a smell, but it doesn't stink. It's quite sort of an earthy smell to it. When you feed the bin, you feed it a combination of food or plant scraps, cardboard, and wood chip. And that is meant to provide a balance between wet and dry ingredients, as well as give it a bit more fiber. The wood chip is harder for the bacteria to digest, so it kind of serves the same purpose as fiber does in our diets. Okay, so first I'm going to try emptying some of the leachate out of the bottom through this blue cap. The website for the composter recommends just draining it into takeaway containers or a shallow tray. I've never done this before. I'm not quite sure what's about to happen. I've been a little bit afraid, if I'm honest, to open it just in case it goes everywhere. And I'm also not quite sure what to do with it once I have it, but I can solve those problems later. Here we go. Well, that's good. That's not pouring out, which is what I was afraid it would do. Tipping the bin forward. Seems to help more of it come out. Okay, so here's the leachate I just poured out of the bottom. It's this dark brown liquid, and it actually has quite a little layer of dead flies on it, which I'm finding surprising. It doesn't have a strong odor, and it's meant to be good liquid fertilizer. I need to look at whether I need to dilute it. I know if you have a wormery, then the liquid from the worms can be quite potent. So, so far so good. It didn't pour out. It was quite manageable, and I don't need to be afraid of that anymore. Okay, so I'm going to open up the hatch and see what comes out. I've put a little tarp down to collect some of the compost in that I can bag up once I've dug it out. So first I need to take off the ratchet strap that's holding the hatch closed. And ta-da! Wow, this is interesting. Ooh, it's steam coming out of here as well. So if I try to dig some out, They did say that the first batch that you get out the bottom you might have to put back in the top because it won't have had the level of bacteria and heat running through it. But this looks all right. And I've had some eggshells that haven't really broken up very much. I've got an avocado sticker, obviously forgot to take off. It's got quite an earthy, ooh, it's got kind of a poo smell to it, if I'm honest. Ugh. We haven't been putting any poo in. Yeah, there's no signs of like shredded paper and cardboard anymore, so they look like they've been fully digested. It's quite wet. And I wonder if maybe I should have been draining the leech it more often and letting some of that moisture out. It smells... Oh God. It smells like cow shit. Okay, so I've got my big steaming pile of compost. It smells like, well, it really smells like cow manure. It's quite impressive. And because this next layer is about to start falling down out, I've scooped out as much as I can, and I'm just going to put the hatch back on. Oof. I'll secure that and then we'll try transferring that back up into the top. Okay, well, I've done my best to push what was in the top down a bit to make room to put this back in the top and see if it will ferment a bit more, and we can harvest it in a few more weeks and hopefully have some really rich, fertile soil for the vegetables we want to grow this year. All right. I think I might need a bigger shovel. Oh well, that was quite an adventure, wasn't it? So I hope you enjoyed that. We definitely learned a few things. Mr. Refill says it was an interesting experience, and I have to say I agree. And it'll be nice to see what comes out in a few more weeks when it's had a little bit more time to digest. But at least now we're prepared for the smell. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Do you think this ever happens to Alan Titchmarsh?